Tonight, I share my experience from St. Mary's Hospital. The night shift wasn't my choice, but as the newest nurse, I had to take it. The pay was better, they said. What they didn't mention were the whispers. It started in my third week, room 413, our transition room. A fitting name since most who entered never left alive. That night, my only patient was Mrs. Chen, elderly and in her final battle with cancer. The halls were quiet, too quiet. Fluorescent lights buzzed like trapped insects. At exactly 3 a.m., the monitors changed. Not alarming, just wrong. Numbers danced between impossible readings, the steady beat becoming a broken rhythm. That's when I first heard it, a soft humming like a lullaby floating through the sterile halls. The sound seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere. The air thickened, becoming almost syrupy. Fluorescent lights dimmed to an amber glow, casting long shadows across Mrs. Chen's peaceful face. Everything felt different, like reality had shifted slightly out of focus. When I looked up from checking her vitals, that's when I saw him, standing in the corner, as if he'd always been there. His scrubs shimmered like oil on water, catching light that shouldn't exist. His face, I couldn't look directly at it. Too bright, too perfect. He moved without walking, gliding to Mrs. Chen's bedside. The air crackled with something that felt like electricity, but wasn't. Something older, something divine. "She's ready," he said, voice like honey over broken glass. "Would you like to help ease her passing?" I should have run, should have called security. Instead, I found myself nodding, entranced by his presence. He extended his hand, offering a syringe filled with what looked like liquid starlight. The contents swirled and pulsed with their own inner light. "One push," he whispered, the words echoing in my mind. "Make her transition peaceful. It's mercy." My medical training screamed against it, but his presence, it felt right, divine. As I took the syringe, I saw his true face, not the gentle beauty of Renaissance angels, but the savage beauty of a supernova, terrible and magnificent. But I didn't inject her. Something in Mrs. Chen's peaceful expression stopped me. The being's face changed just slightly. But in that moment, I saw beneath the beauty something ancient, something hungry. "Disobedience," it said, still smiling. "How disappointing." The lights went out. When they returned seconds later, he was gone. Mrs. Chen woke up, looked at me with startlingly clear eyes, and said words that still haunt me. "Thank you for not listening to him. She recovered completely. The doctors called it a miracle." She walked out of St. Mary's a week later, but he didn't leave. Every night at 3 a.m. he appears to someone on staff, always with that syringe, always offering mercy. 3 nurses have been fired for attempting to euthanize patients. 2 doctors lost their licenses. They all say the same thing, that they were doing God's work. I still work the night shift at St. Mary's. Someone has to be there to warn the others, to remind them that mercy doesn't come with a perfect smile and a syringe full of starlight, because he's still there, waiting. Every night at 3 a.m., sometimes the most beautiful angels fell the furthest.